Hello, my name is Colin McKinney, and my purpose here today is to persuade you guys that the NCAA athletic scholarship rules are unfair to most sports, including baseball. The current structure of the NCAA athletic scholarship guidelines prevents baseball players from getting adequate scholarship money. I have played baseball since I was 5 years old, and I've always dreamed of playing in a Power 5 conference. Making it to the next level is hard when there are only a few spots on the roster for so many athletes. In 2020, scholarshipstats.com released data that showed that there is less than a 12% chance of a high school player playing at the next level, and less than 2% chance that they'll get to play at Division I level. Personally, at my high school, I was the only one out of the entirety of sports, so that was baseball, football, basketball, you name it, whatever sport it was, there was nobody else going D1 besides me. So that shows how little number of people go Division I. Earning the opportunity is only a small part of the battle. The sad reality is baseball is what the NCAA calls an equivalency sport. Unlike head count sports that require any scholarship athletes to receive a full scholarship, equivalency sports get a set number of scholarships to distribute among their entire roster. The only head count sports are football, men's and women's basketball, women's volleyball, and women's gymnastics. There are no full scholarships for any other Division I sports, and I see this as being very unfair. Baseball players have to pay for the opportunity to play at the next level. And Division I baseball coaches get 11.7 scholarships to divide amongst each recruiting class each year. On average, most scholarships awarded only cover about 1/3 of the cost of attendance, according to NCSA.com. As you all know, 2/3 of Baylor's cost of attendance is still more than $46,000 per year, and that's a lot of money. With baseball being an equivalency sport, it makes it very hard for some kids to go follow their dreams just due to financial situations. Baseball is the fourth highest postseason revenue producer according to GoBankingRates.com, with the average school bringing in just over $1 million a year, and with the bulk of the money coming from TV revenue, also sourced from GoBankingRates.com, while some contributing factors could be merchandise along with ticket sales. So you may ask, why can't baseball hand out full scholarships if there is so much revenue produced each year? And I think that's a great question. And the answer to that is the Title IX law. Title IX was created on June 23, 1972. The purpose of this law is to create equality amongst men and women in sports. Although I support the idea of the law, I believe we are past that time. Back when the law was created, there was little to no women that played softball, and now there are over 200,000 collegiate softball players in the country. Softball is a women's equivalent to baseball. And the reason this is restricting scholarship money for baseball is softball can't produce enough revenue to provide full scholarships to everyone on their roster. There is many reasons this is unfair, and I'll give you one of them. The main reason is pitching staff. On a softball team, you only are required to have just a few pitchers. The reason for this is softball pitchers can throw on back-to-back days. By softball players being allowed to do so, this doesn't require them to have as many pitchers on their roster. And with baseball, it's almost the opposite. Baylor baseball in 2022 had 24 pitchers on their entire roster. And Baylor softball only had 4 true pitchers on the entire roster. So that's freshman through senior, there was only 4 pitchers. And this information is supported by SicEm365.com. With baseball players throwing overhand, this is a very unnatural motion and in the long run causes shoulder and elbow injuries. Personally, I have experienced an elbow injury from pitching and this is going to result in a surgery. Actually, I plan to have surgery on next Tuesday, and this is going to take about a year for me to recover from. The reason for this is on my high school team, we didn't have a lot of pitchers, and I pitched more than I should have. Now you guys can see why it's so important to have a huge amount of pitchers on a college roster. Not only do college teams play more games in high school, the pitchers also throw a lot harder and they throw a lot more pitches than kids do in high school. By doing this causes a lot more stress and tension on the elbow and shoulder due to the unnatural throwing motion, ultimately resulting in injuries. By utilizing the money baseball produces in the postseason, this can help a lot of college baseball players chase their dream without having a financial burden to deal with. So I hope you guys agree with me on why baseball should be converted to a head count sport. Thank you guys for watching.